Okay, so we should be live and everything should work. Hopefully the stream quality will be better than it was before. But we will see. And I think so we should be live. I will get probably some delay because of the quality that I selected, but let's get to it. So today we will be making this website responsive because right now it is not. As you can see, it looks horrible. So to do so, we will be using Tailwind utility classes. And yeah, and we will go component by component and just make sure everything looks fine. For mobile, I'm not that interested in tablet, so at least for mobile, and I'll make sure that on tablet doesn't look too much off. But before I do the responsive for the for the components, what I'll be doing, I'll be changing this from a carousel like this. I don't know, usability wise, UX wise, I don't know how good this is. People like to use it. I rather scroll. So I rather scroll through the page and see it than having to move the carousel. And even if it moves, I think I rarely stop and watch to see, or stop on a carousel to see whatever it contains. I don't care what it was, only if I'm really interested in it. But other than that, I'm not going to sit and go through a carousel. So that's my thinking. So I will be changing this from a from a carousel to a grid layout like we have here. And after that, we'll deal with responsive. Yeah, that's the plan for today. Other than that, what I want to do for this website is to change a bit the I don't know, the colors. I don't know if it looks right or if I have to change it or not. I will see. Also, let's do one thing for actually let's start with this, and when I get to each component I will just make some adjustments. So for the testimonial component, not testimonial, for the projects component, let's close all of those because we don't need those anymore. Actually, let's open back packages and remove actually, let's build the grid first, and after that we'll remove the swiper because we don't need it anymore. It's a good practice to keep your code clean or your setup clean, and not import whatever you are not using it. So I will not be using swiper slider anymore, so I will be removing it. So let's go to the project and let's close those for now. And let's see, what do we have here? Let's make it a bit larger. That's one complaint that I got yesterday. So let's see. Let's make this smaller because we don't need it that much. And let's go to see where the swiper is. The swiper is this, and swiper slider is here. So let's remove swiper and add a div. And whenever it ends, we'll have another div. And instead of a slide, we have another div. And another div here. One thing that I want to do is to move this out of this. Because of prettier, it formats it like this. I can adjust it most likely, but I will leave it as is. But what I will do, I will move this from here because I don't like to have long long blocks of HTML that I have to read through, and I will create here a constant instead of having it, and I will just add it there. So I'll have a constant of project status, and we'll have it like this, equals width, and I will be removing this and this, and this. So let's see. Equals with, let's see, syntax wise, I think this is correct. And another one like this. Let's see. I don't know if it works, but we'll give it a try. So we'll get this and add it. Let's see where it was. Good question. Let's see, from where did I pick it up? So before the H3, let's see. So of course I have an error. Probably I should do, and I'm just guessing, I should do this and this, since I have some logic. Let's see if it compiled. Parsing, source code failed. Unexpected token. So project, oh, of course. So I have something, let's see if I do something like this. Function. So I have constant equals with points to status. And I have, instead of project status, I have status equals with false. And if not, equals not false. And I'll get this, and I'll have something like this. project status. Yay, it doesn't work because I do not have a return. So if it's false, so if we do this, console.log. Is it in this console? It says undefined. Well, I think I have to. So this is kind of the way that you do it in JavaScript. You have a function where you parse an argument, a property, and you check that property, and based on the property that it gets here, you will get the result, but probably that's not the way you do it in React. So let's ask, actually, let's search Google first. Okay, Google. Yeah. Probably I'm not asking you the correct way. Function. So, let's see. Okay. Okay, so probably only this was what was wrong. Yes. So I didn't have any return. I kind of guess that was the issue, but I was not entirely sure if I should do this or something else, which looks like I should do this. So now we manage everything here instead of in the component. Okay, so let's make this look better. So in this div, let's give it an mix auto, and this will be max with 3XL, or probably you should do it height somehow. We'll do it 6XL. 6XL. Yeah. And here we'll have a class name with flex. No, I'll do a grid because I need to control the number of columns. So grid calls 3. Yeah, no problem. I have one lingering one. Let's remove one of the projects. And probably I will adjust it as I go. So we have 3 here, and I will have gap. We're working on making this responsive. So what I started with, replacing this from a slick slider to a grid. I don't like having a slider like just to scroll through it anyways. So I replaced it from a carousel to a grid, and yeah, that's about it. And after that, I will be working with to make this responsive. That's about it. I don't think I will stay as long as I stayed yesterday, because I think this is much simpler, but you never know. So gap, so let's create an even gap that it doesn't have. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so bx, it's fine. Padding bottom. mx, yeah, I don't need the margin because I will be control with this. So this is better, and I will do the same here just to keep it consistent. It's just spread out. So since I'm already here, let's deal with responsive for this block. And to deal with responsive, we will be using utility classes from Tailwind. That's one of the beauty of the Tailwind. You can write everything with a class, utility classes. You don't have to do any custom CSS in a sense. Yeah, probably I will add some effects on the hovering and stuff like that, at least for the buttons. I have some on the on this and on the button. I don't think I need any more hover effects here. This is also, yeah. So on top of it, I'm not entirely sure if you all are aware of it. On top of this, I have Daisy UI, which already adds some of the effects, a hover effect, so I don't have to write everything in Tailwind CSS. But Daisy UI doesn't do anything crazy. It's just adds a layer on top of Tailwind, so you don't have to write a ton of classes, basically. So also you have like this kind of theme and stuff like that. So let's do this. I am here, and yes, so what I did, yes, it did work. And also I added turnstile for bot protection, so if it fails, it will not send a message. And that's the thing, because whenever your website is online, you get a lot of spam. So at least turnstile eliminates some of that. Honeypot it's another rudimentary way you can do it. Basically, you leave one or multiple fields empty and make them required to be empty, because a bot will complete whatever field it will see, but it doesn't protect that well. So basically, it probably will filter out 50% of the spam, not a lot. Turnstile is better. It probably filters out 90% or something like that, or more than that. I don't know. It didn't have any issues either with the turnstile or reCAPTCHA. I don't like reCAPTCHA just because it looks ugly and it doesn't go well with anything. Yeah. Probably I have to test, and I will test, because the keys that I have here, it's always passing. Actually, let's do this now. So let's replace the keys with always failing, and let's see if this works or not. And after that, we go back to the responsive stuff. So, and let's get the keys for testing. Turnstile, turnstile, testing keys. Just make sure that it doesn't send the message if the challenge fails. Yeah, and also I can't remember, but I think Google makes you pay now for reCAPTCHA. Always blocks, always passes, always blocks. So let's do always blocks. So we just change the keys here in the environment, and secret key, this one. So now it should fail. Yeah. So let's test it. And it verifies an error. And let's test message. Yes, see, it doesn't send. Please complete the reCAPTCHA. Yeah, nice. So it looks like it works. Yeah, so it doesn't send. Just like make sure, let's go to resend, make sure that I didn't get any messages. No, so I didn't get any. The last one was 3 hours ago, which is great. So let's change it back to the right way. Okay, so now I success. I get success. So let's make this responsive. Let's make it responsive, and let's start with the actually, let's go in order. So let's start with the hero section, because if I go here and check responsive, this kind of works. The only thing that doesn't work, I think this is what it's the issue. So let's make this responsive, and we will have on this one, we will have large screen 3, and the rest will be just 1. So if we replace, see, like this, but let's add some padding. And what I will be doing, I will add to the layout the padding, so I don't have to add it for each individual one, because you see I don't have any paddings here and here. And I will do on the layout, on the body, class name, and I will have on, I will add a padding, just padding X of 4. If I do that, it adds that, but It's ugly. Okay, so I'll not add it on the layout. Let's add it here. So section projects, let's add it here to have a P of 4. I don't mind. I think those. No, doesn't work. Come on. P4. Oh, E4. Yes, so that's way better. Now let's fix the hero. So I have, this will be on large screen, and on not large screen, I have a P, PT of 10, and I'll have a flex large will be 1/2. And on smaller screen, actually, let's hide the image. So large be like that, and do display none. What is the property for this? Let's look at the documentation. Display inline flex table. Let's see for none. Hidden. Okay, so I'll have hidden. Why? So I have hidden here, and on large will be flex block, and on, yeah, I will only leave it for the desktop, not for, so when I go to tablet I still don't have it, but if I go to laptop I will have it. So that should be fine. Let's do the with full. I'll have only this. On large, we will have, and I'll have max width instead of width. And I will have it center, text, center, and on large, actually, I'll have it only on MD. And let's double check. Don't know what is happening. So I have text center, but on large text left. Okay, great. It does it apply also to the button? Yeah. And let's see the padding top, padding bottom, or where do I have another type of padding, or I don't have any. anything else. Let's see. py. Hero, hidden, next to hidden. Oh, I have py here. I have a py of 10, large py of 20. Okay, let's fix this next. So I have a better layout. So I have the footer and the who am I, about me section. I will have a max width of 3XL. And I have another one. And you're rounded. And I have a max width of XL. Okay. Let's add here on small, no, so I have the by of or px, sorry, px. So left and right padding. We'll do the same here. Py. This will be only on large, and the rest will be py of 10 px 4. Okay. Let's go to testimonials. And we'll have a max width of 6 and large py of 20, and the rest will be py of 10 px of 4. So we'll have things consistently done. Good. Let's go to the footer. And we'll have a max width of 4. And now it changed. And I will have flex row for large screen. And flex column for the other ones. No, I did something bad. So I have a flex here, which takes a flex for this, and that. And I have flex row for large, but we'll do a flex call for the rest. And still doesn't work. Why? Oh, how it compiled. Interesting. justify. I did it again. So, and I'll have flex, flex, call it flex row, no, column, and large will be flex row. Now it's good. Let's do text center, text center. So everything, it's centered, but it's not. And that's not good. So I have flex, justify, start. So I have this on large. Large on the other one will be justify center. And I think I'll have the same. Yes. So I will have the same here with this is fine, but this will be large. So large and justify center. No. Come on. Why are you compiling so bad? Lee, let's terminate you and start you again. Sometimes that happens, and I'm not entirely sure why. Let's see. If I refresh it. I have here, so one of the issues is that here I have small no wrap. I don't know why I have small here no wrap. I think that's one of the issues. No. Okay. And this is the issue. No. Flex wrap. Probably this one. No. So if I do like a 60 FPS guy, I think so. When I first started working in React, that was in 2019 or 2020, so 5 years ago. I had some experience with JavaScript. It helps you understanding the syntax in a sense, but you still have to learn how it works. but because you know the syntax, it helps you. I don't know what to say. So I'm pretty new at Next.js. I mean, Next.js is a React framework. I think it's called, or they say it's a React framework. The difference, or what I like about Next.js, is that it's better for SEO than React because it pre-renders the components on server side and gives you the full HTML on the front end, which is essential for SEO. Other than that, to be honest, it's not that different. And I think it also helps with route, because you can easily create routes like this, like having a folder structure. But the important thing is to get your hands into it. So start coding. I don't know. Buy a course or look at tutorials or on YouTube, depending on your budget, or create a project using AI. But I don't recommend you do that first. The first thing you should do is get familiarized with how it works, and after that, you probably can use AI just to speed up you a bit. But yeah, I think you are good if you have some knowledge about JS and React. If you know React, this will not be not a lot of different things. Anyways, let's get back to this. So let's do this. Let's do this with 100%. So let's see. I have small with full. Will this help? No. Let's see all the properties. So if I remove this, it doesn't help. Flex, I need flex. Because of it, I have justify center. But if I don't use justify and use like items or items, yeah, let's see. Flex star. Align. No. Yeah, anchor center. I'm not familiar with that. Align self. Align self. Stretch. Alignment baseline. So justify items. Justify content. No. Was align. Self. No. Align self. Do I have something like that? Align self. Self. Okay, so we can do this self center. Those are self-centered. No, it's still not working. MD. If I do MD, no. Do I do something wrong here? SM self center. What am I doing wrong here? Why is not taking it? Justify center. Yeah, I have large here and self center. Oh, I have 3 properties. So this one should not be here, and this one should be. Now it works. And if I go back to laptop, no. So let's do this. Let's remove the self center. Let's leave justify start for now. Let's see, what did I do here? MD. Center. What? With oh, okay. And if I go back to mobile, let's do 100%. Okay, so justify start. Justify start. Justify center. Probably this will work now. No, it doesn't. Items, line, justify. No, so self-center, it's the option there. Okay. Self-center. Now it's centered. Now it's centered. Now it's centered. And let's double check that is not the case. No. It's not the case for the okay, so let's do the same for this. Justify center, so this should be centered, but it's not. I mean, it is. I don't know if the flex one is whatever it's making this not be full width, but let's leave it as is now, and we'll have self center large. Probably we don't need the probably we don't need the justify center if I use self center. Let's see. No, we need it because it's a bit crooked. Okay. And we have left this, which we will be doing the same. So item center, flex, and I have self center and on let's see how it works. I was in the wrong justify in, justify center. I have self center, and let's make sure. Right, great. So self center, let's add a bit, just a bit more gap. Do I have any gap? No. So I have MD gap 2. Are you adding on? So it's adding a bit of a gap. If I go to 100%, that should be fine. It should be fine. One thing that I want to do is to add a different background color for the footer because it's the same as this. So it's not ideal. So let's add the same background color here so we have some separation. Background color, background neutral, and let's do this. Getting that. What? What? Background neutral. I know what's happening. But let's do. Let's see. Actually, let's just do a border. Border top. Border. What color should we do? Secondary. border. Let's see the classes for border. I'm ambling around. Border. Border radius. Border X, border Y. Border is border top. Border top. So I have to add two, like border T and border secondary. Looks like that. So yeah, that looks fine. Let's go to get in touch. So our contact form. And go to the component. And why do I have here a empty why do I have here an empty? I know I have it, but why? So let's do the same. Large will be P20, the rest will be PY will be 10. So it's not that much of a difference. Oh, and after that, what we will do, we will add here a P4 all together, so it doesn't touch the margins. This is good. I think, did I adjust it? My work. Oh yeah, so PX, BY, 10, B4, PX to B4. So let's see. This is fine. This is fine. Testimonials. I have to adjust this. My work. I still have a lot of padding. My work projects. Let's see. Margin bottom. Okay, so I don't have here on large will be PY. The rest will be PY 10. And I'll have a PX of 4. That's fine. Let's add less margin here. So this will be for large MB10, and the rest will be MB10. Let's see. That works better. Yes, that works better. Let's go to testimonials. And in testimonials, grid call gap will be 4 instead of 10. So I have it like this. So it'll be like this. And also when I go to normal, will be narrower. Let's add also the border that we have here. So rounded to rounded of 2 for each of the testimonial div key. Rounded to, no, not rounded to, rounded border to. So be border 2 pixels. Okay, so it looks similar. Okay. Let's go back and add the same margin for the H2. So MB20. So be consistent for large, and the rest will be MB10. Okay. This is fine, and this is fine. So responsive wise, I think this looks pretty neat. Pretty neat. And if we go back to the desktop, it looks good. So it's a tedious process. It's not something that you can do fast, or probably you can do fast if you're more proficient than me, but it's something tedious that you have to check, recheck, adjust, and all of that. But it's important to have your website responsive. What I'll do next for this project, and probably I think it will be the last stream for this project at least. I don't know if I'll have another one, because what I need to do next is to see. Actually, I will do another one, because what I want to do is to create pages for some of the projects that I build. But what I have to do is to gather information, write it up, and at least create an example. So we have some information about how you can create paths in Next. And also like creating a page and stuff like that, a project page, nothing fancy. But other than that, I think we are done with this project. I just have to add the real information for it and also deploy it. And let's do this now. Let's add everything to Git, because I didn't add it like you see here, which in itself, it's not a good practice. So let's git add all. Okay, and we'll do, let's actually connect it to a Git repository. So let me go to my Git account and see if I have a repository for this. I do have a repository for this, but I think it's already connected to something else. So I will nuke that repository and let me create a new one. So repositories in new website, be a private one for now. Probably I'll add a add it public. I don't know, probably for people to use. So I add this, I add it all. Let's do the git commit and the message of initial commit to personal website. Okay. Okay. And let's have this as a main branch. Let's connect it to our repository. You have instruction whenever you are trying to connect to a GitHub repository. You have instructions on how to connect it. So I'm just following those, but it's not big deal. So now let me show you this. So now here was the repository that I created, and if I refresh it, here it is. So now we have it. We have our website and Git. Next thing, so we can deploy the project, is either connected to Vercel, which can host your website, or add it to a different hosting provider. I don't know if I want to connect it to Vercel because I want to learn how to build a deployment pipeline. So Vercel has all of this automated. I want to be able to create mine. So probably we will deal with that in an upcoming live stream, which will be interesting. I always used and liked deployment pipelines. So I used it with the Jenkins or for most of my projects. And for a couple of projects, I use GitHub Actions. I didn't set it up. I had other teammates that helped me set it up. Not that they actually set it up, but it will be interesting to see how to set it up. Takato. Front end. Front end is a necessary part. I don't know. Both type of work has their own value and their own place. I don't know. I like both. Both can be complicated. Backend deals more with the logic and creation of the APIs. Front end with whatever you see. I like dealing with both because you can create. But anyways, yeah, it's a personal preference. And that's why we have front end developers, we have back end developers, and also we have full stack. So do whatever you like. It's nothing wrong with that. I will end the live stream now. Thanks for stopping by, for all the people that did, and see you in the next one. Your project is a mess because that's you don't like front end. Why it is a mess in the first place? I'm curious to find out. Well, because if you find naming things hard, that's what Tailwind comes into play. So if you see my project uses Tailwind and I don't have any particular class names and I didn't create any custom CSS for it, I'm just using Tailwind utility classes. And it looks good. And with Tailwind, that's one of the advantages is that you can customize it however you want, only using utility classes. Like you see here, I don't have any. I named this like home section about just because I wanted to name it like that, but I'm not using it anywhere. I can remove it Like, actually, let's see. So I can remove it from here, and if I save it, nothing happens because I'm relying on Tailwind to create the CSS for me. With the file naming, name it whatever you want. I don't know, use the convention. Like you see here, I used home section about, home section contact form, home section projects, home section testimonials, and don't be afraid to use long names, because if you use a naming convention or long names, it will help you to understand what that file is about when you come back like 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now or a year from now, the same project, and you'll understand what it does only from naming. So be descriptive. I used not to be descriptive, and because of it, I had a hard time understanding whatever I was doing or finding a file, and I relied a lot on search to find whatever I needed. But try to be descriptive whenever you are naming stuff. I never use Rust. On the back end, I primarily use PHP and Node. Yeah, well, you see, start with smaller projects if your project is big, because you have to get used to writing instead of, you have to learn how to walk first off before you run. Starting off with a big project doesn't do you any good. It just confuses you more. Like, this is one of my first projects. This is my second project with NextJs, and I chose a personal website because it's a smaller project. It's not something big. It's something that I can, like, I build it all with live stream. So if you go back to my live streams, you see from the start from finish, and it took me probably 8 hours to build. And it's, I don't know, it's nothing complicated like you see here. It's just a couple of sections, and that's it. And probably will take me, I don't know, another 3-4 hours to complete it. Yeah. So what projects did I build to get hired? So I have an interesting trajectory. I am self-taught. I didn't go to college to learn coding. I don't have a computer science degree. And what I did, I started Googling and learning on the side, simple stuff. And the first 2 jobs that I took was way underpaid. So I was making 4 times less than a junior programmer, basically. And it was for companies that were not in tech. The first one was for a construction company, and the second one was for a farm equipment company. And basically, I was there. I built websites for them. And that's how I got started. And after I worked like that for about 2 years and a half, and after that, I was confident enough and I had enough knowledge to get more complex projects in a sense. So I started like freelancing and stuff like that. And after a year of freelancing, I got my real job in tech, basically. So and also like my first paid freelancing gig was like $5 an hour, which was, again, like, it was way really low. but I was willing to take that chance, or take that just to learn and get real world experience, rather than not do anything or require a better salary, because I didn't have a degree. So what I did, I just paid with sweat. um um I will not, I mean, computer science degree helps you with learning basics and principles, not real world experience. And another thing that helps you, it's get connections with people that are in industry, so you can get a job pretty fast, and also gives you access to internships that builds basically that portfolio that you are talking about. So it speeds up, in a sense, your way to have a tech job, and also it builds you as a better engineer, because you learn in a more I don't know how to say this, in a structured way, rather than having no idea what to do and where to start. So it has its place. But yeah, but you can take multiple paths to get into this industry. Depends on your willingness to do so. But yeah, that's it for today. I will drop off, and we'll see you in the next one.